My way of being is the emotions I'm feeling. It is the attitude that I have at that moment. My way of being is the ideas that I'm holding in my mind that are forming my expression in the world. The simplest example is somebody could say, "Hey, what's up with you?" while being really kind. "Hey, what's up with you?" Or they could say, "Hey, what's up with you?" while being an asshole. "Hey, what's up with you?" The same exact content comes out, but the way of being changes everything. And so it's not about what we say or even necessarily how we say it. It's who we're being, why we're doing what we're doing. That's at the heart of everything. That's what moves the world. That's what actually is creating all of your results. We have a way of being, and that precedes and leads to the actions that we take, the expression of our behavior, how we show up in the world. It's always about our being. That's what produces the results. That's what gives us the life that we get. And so being is at the heart of everything. For a lot of people, the idea of taking a conscious role in the cultivation of who you be can sound tiresome and onerous. Here's the thing that the people miss. When you go through your life just being who you are without having to think about it or do it on purpose, you're still creating your being. You're just creating it without paying attention. To pay attention to the creation of your being is to say that this thing called consciousness that I was gifted with in this life has a function, has a role, is useful. A lot of the spiritual things that I see out there tend to throw the baby of consciousness out with the bathwater of things like attachment and being subject to your thinking. But consciousness is a beautiful utility and tool. It's what we are. And so let's use that beautiful capacity as something that plays a role in the cultivation of our being. You could have a beautiful sailboat and nobody tilling the rudder and managing the sails, and it just flaps around in the wind. But you just bring a little bit of consciousness to it, just a little bit, just that pull of the sail, till the rudder, and suddenly, boom, it captures the wind and it sails all the way around the world. And taking a role in the cultivation of our being, to me, is beautiful. It's beautiful. This isn't something you do, and then once you've done it, you're done. It's a spiral. I am obsessed with waking up to who I'm being all the time. When I wake up to who I'm being that's not useful, I can upgrade that, right? I'm able to constantly wake up to who I'm being because I have the overarching perspective that I will always be asleep to something. There's always something outside of my awareness because I have this idea that there's always something I'm asleep to. There's always a next layer. I'm always wanting to wake up to that next thing. And I'm always trusting that there is more to wake up to. I would recommend shifting this idea that there's a point of getting there where you'll stop waking up to new things about yourself that's getting in the way. Enjoy that. 80% of the value is in waking up and realizing who you're being. So having a conversation with yourself that brings you into awareness of the ways of being that are creating what you don't want, creating the relationship that you don't want, creating the lack of income, waking up to how you're doing that, who you're being that's creating that. Once you've knocked that part out of the park, then the next piece is to get free of that. Just because you can see it doesn't mean it will necessarily be free of it. It might be a really strong habit. It might be something that you've got some memory tied to that's got some trauma around it. So the reason to be in conversation is to learn how on subtle levels we might be saying one thing but imagining something else. So a lot of our work is becoming witness to how you're imagining what you don't want, getting free of that